as the Boston Latin Academy Dragons are in out of Division 4. They are number 22, a record of 5-5-1. Highlanders struggling this year, 1-11. This year, ranked number 48 in Division 3. And they have this opportunity against this team that defeated them 9-0. We saw last time we were here against North Reading, they played much better against a team that had defeated them earlier in the year, hoping for a repeat here.
That's a perfect example to look back on, Todd. Last time we were here at the Vet, the Highlanders took on a very high-flying Hornets team from North Reading, a team that put 6 goals up on them in the first meeting, hung in with them through about 2, maybe 3 full periods, but lost 4-1. We'll see what they can do here against the Dragons team that had their way with them last time in December with that 9-0 win, a season-high 9 goals for Latin Academy. The Highlanders want to show they're much better than that here, especially on home ice.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Head coach Chris Capazzo said that was probably one of their worst performances this season. It showed up on the scoreboard, so we'll see if they can make another turnaround and have a much better performance like they did against the Hornets in North Reading. As the Dragons break this one in, Colin Donovan in the goal for the Highlanders as they look to get this out of the zone, and they will. Dragons trying to work it through neutral ice now as they work it to the far side. Picked up over there by Casey Thompson as he sent it in, dumped it. Dragons getting a change behind. Highlanders looking to get out of their own end as they will dump it in to the near corner. Chasing that one down, Karim Diallo, as the Dragons able to clear it out. Controlled by Kyle Antonelli. Antonelli couldn't quite keep control, but Brian O'Connell picks it up. O'Connell unable to control behind the net, gives it up to Braden Hart. Hart, some speed behind the Highlander net as he tries to break out, but the Dragons take that one away. They have it mid-boards on the far side. Donovan Coleman with it here. Coleman, one of their better offensive players, as he skates it all the way around to the near corner. Big hit put on there by Brian O'Connell. Couldn't knock the puck away, though, as the Dragons control. Shot from the blue line, knocked down.
Good stick from Diallo.
Diallo is one of those players we're watching this year, as a matter of fact, as he develops. Christopher Pereira puts it down into the far corner. There he is once again, Diallo, as he tries to clear that one away, but couldn't quite get rid of it. Now de Blasi, unable to control and keep it in the zone, but the Dragons will dump it in as they got it in neutral ice. Change happening behind. Picked up by Jack Norton. As Norton will cycle it back behind the Highlander net.
Highlanders struggling for possession here early, Todd. It's a quick re-entry by the Dragons. They're able to change, get a puck right back in, and get themselves set right back up in the zone. But here's a chance where you got to get a puck, not just out of neutral ice, but in deep.
Candelino with DiCarlo, crosses across the goal face there into the corner. Could not control, though. As Candelino knocks that one down, sent back towards the net by Matt Costa. Costa fires that one wide to the near side. Finn Bailey in goal for the Dragons. Not getting a lot of work right now, as you pointed out, Tyler. Highlanders struggling to control possession.
Actually, it's number 1, Todd, Will Kennedy.
Oh, strike that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see number 30 skate over to the bench. But if you're this Highlanders team, no matter who's in net, you can't be passive about getting shots on goal. This was a team that shut you out rather convincingly last time you met up with them in December. And no matter who's in between the pipes, when you have an opportunity like Candelino had to shoot, you got to try and get those pucks on net, test the goaltender out early, force them to try and make a save.
So Highlanders once again struggling to clear this out of their zone as Nathan Maney passes that one. The shot foot wide by de Blasi. Now goes around the back of the Highlander net, far corner collected by Jewel Devlin. Devlin gets it in front of the net. Dragons looking to get it back to the point. Shot put on net, but deflected right in front of the net by one of the Devils, or I should say Dragons.
That was Sweeney out in front, Todd, trying to get his stick on that, but too firm on it. Just couldn't direct it on goal.
That one picked up for just a second by Antonelli, I think, right in front of the net. Or strike that. That was DiCarlo. As DiCarlo was able to get in the way of that pass, but couldn't quite pick it up. Now the Dragons looking for speed out of their zone. DiCarlo, big hit on the far boards. Whistle's going to sound as we're going to have the face-off come outside the zone. 10:47 remaining here in the first period. Highlanders struggling to get possession of the puck right now, Tyler.
Yeah, it's been a lot of the Dragons early in this first period, Todd. They've had no trouble getting pucks through neutral ice, and they've done a good job on their retrievals. They've worked pucks well along the outside. They've got their points involved. They're getting traffic in front to Colin Donovan. Not much has gotten on goal yet. But when you continue to generate traffic like that and continue to hold on to pucks, eventually something's going to break through.
Coleman Donovan trying to break through. Got that one knocked away by Caden Martell. As Martell will pick it up here. Tries to clear the zone, and he's able to as he clears it up to Braden Hart. Martell trailing the play is able to get that one, sends it into the zone. Kennedy struggling to get control of that puck. Was not very sure with the handling of that puck, and the Dragons are able to pull it away, though. There's Antonelli as he steals it away in neutral ice. Sends that one behind the net of the Dragons. Chased back there by Karim Diallo. Over into the corner now. As Antonelli will pick it up mid-boards, he'll cycle it back around behind the Dragons' net. There's Diallo looking to pick it up. Diallo will pay the price as he's tried to send it back.
Real nice hit from de Blasi there. Separate your man from the puck.
Big shot from the point there, Brian O'Connell, as it goes wide. And that's going to go all the way down. The icing will be called. 9:38 remaining in the first period. Faceoff comes back to the Dragons in.
Well, and good things for this Highlander team can happen when they get pucks out of their zone and get pucks in deep. It allows for their forecheck to go to work. Really good job by everyone on that line. Antonelli, Diallo, Hart, everybody getting involved, using their bodies, getting physical, trying to win battles. Just haven't been able to quite get anything yet to the net, but you saw in that dump-in from Martell, Kennedy maybe a bit unsure of things. So again, never a bad thing as putting a puck on net.
As the Dragons able to come with that deflection out of their zone. Big hit there by the Highlanders.
Great hit from DiCarlo.
Marco sends that back behind the Highlander net, picked up in the far corner. Send it to the point, but it's not held in as Brian Butler unable to. Actually was able to hold it in. Thought it had squirted out for a moment. Now an opportunity here as Candolino is in. DiCarlo chases it into the corner. Highlanders battling over there trying to get the puck. Candolino in amongst them. DiCarlo heads to the bench. Working along the boards there. Dragons able to dig it out, but they get it up to the Highlanders. Tried to pass it right back to Caden Martell. He saves it from leaving the zone and dumps it back in.
Right along the line there.
Dragons do pick it up. Antonelli gets in the way. Martell takes it, fires that one. That was on net. Good save by Will Kennedy with the right pad.
Nice idea by Martell. Identify that lane. See it's there. Take it. Good blocker save there by Kennedy.
Shane Doe will collect this for the Highlanders, and he'll send it in along the boards. Goes behind the Dragons' net. Antonelli looking to affect the forecheck there. Good cross-ice pass picked up by Casey Thompson. He's into the Highlander zone. Opportunity there in front of the net, just squirted wide. As that was sent in, looking for Ryan Collins. It came just wide of the net.
Yeah, get the whistle here if you're Donovan. Dragons able to stretch the ice out here a bit. Great pass on the zone entry. Tape to tape for Casey Thompson, and he had Ryan Collins strong on that net drive, that center lane, stick down on the ice, presented for that pass, and great setup. Donovan just got enough of it, but it leaked behind him there and almost snuck in just inside that near post. Martell there to fortunately pick it up for the Highlanders and get it away from the net.
Mid-boards, Colin Rogers fires that one towards the net. Sent wide, Rogers collects, fired again from that mid-board position, that time by Ryan Collins. Again, Colin Rogers picks it up. Sends it here to the near side. That's Devlin Jewell. Back to Rogers. He fires that one in, gets through to the pads, cleared away by Donovan. Highlanders cleared away, no icing as that's wiped away. Highlanders get a change behind the play. Dragons looking to attack. Showing some speed as Liam McDonald sees into the attacking zone, but The call is going to go against the Dragons on the offsides, I believe. It's going to come back out of the zone. 7:01 remaining here in the first period. Highlanders lost 9-0 to this team. Things are starting to turn slightly. They're looking a little bit more sure on the defensive end, but great opportunities opening up for the Dragons as well.
Yeah, certainly the Dragons have had the bulk of the puck, bulk of the possession, the better scoring chances, but the Highlanders doing a good job defending so far. They've gotten some saves early on from Donovan. That's kind of been the recipe for this team early on in games. It's kept them in things early.
So they work that forecheck, trying to keep that puck in the zone, but unable to.
And Todd, going back to that game, only because we've referenced it now a couple of times against North Reading, that was a game that the Hornets came out, they stormed the barn. It was 3-0 before we could really even get settled in here in the booth. And then after that timeout that was called by Coach Capazzo, the Highlanders were able to settle in, get a goal, and they played a much more competitive game down the rest of the way. Now, yes, they did go on to lose 4-1, but this game already started much better against the Dragons, despite how much possession Latin Academy's been able to have.
Coleman Donovan looking to change that, but it gets deflected wide by a Highlander skate. I believe Braden Hart may have gotten that. As that shot goes wide into the corner, Braden Hart looks to chase it down. He knocks around at it mid-boards, but it's controlled and shot wide by Will Thompson. That tucked towards the net by Coleman Donovan. And that will be held on to by Colin Donovan.
Really nice work by Donovan there. That's a these boards here at the vet, Todd, they can be lively, these end boards, and that's a shot wide of the net, but produces a hot carom out over at the far side. Donovan has to react quickly over to the post. Just does enough to hold tightly there and get the whistle to calm things down in this defensive zone.
Good stop there. Hard shot sent in on Donovan by Anderson Sweeney.
The Highlanders need to find a way to get a hold of a puck here and alleviate some of this pressure.
And they are able to. That's Pasquale Candelino as he fires that one into the Dragons' end. There's DiCarlo as he dispossesses the puck from the Dragons for a moment that they are able to control. As Liam McDonald has it. Costa made him turn things around there, sent him back into the zone.
Nice job by Costa.
Nathan Maney sends it out, though. Highlanders, nice job in neutral ice as they're able to get the puck. Martell dumps it in. As the Dragons now breaking in with Liam McDonald near side. Checked off the puck nicely. Here comes Candelino as he's in. Just left the puck behind him just a little bit, but now there's Antonelli as he gets it mid-boards. Tried to be held in by Caden Martell, just couldn't quite do it. As Diallo will pick this up, strike that. Braden Hart will pick this up with lots of speed. Hart into the zone, fires that one, deflected wide by Will Kennedy. Hart still battling as he gets the puck to Marco Lewis. Marco Lewis back to the point. So they work it over here to Ryan Antonelli, but Antonelli couldn't quite hold on. Good opportunity here, breaking in is number 19. That's Anderson Sweeney. Gets stoned there by Colin Donovan. That puck sent towards the net, sent wide by Kennedy. Controlled here on the near side by Anderson Sweeney.
Good save off the rush there by Donovan. That's a tough break at the line for Antonelli, fanning on that shot.
Colin Rogers in. He's dangerous, but gets his pocket picked by Shane Doe. 4:12 remaining in the first period. Scoreless here from the vet. Highlanders looking for redemption against the Dragons of Boston Latin Academy. Over in the corner now, they work it to the point. Back to the mid-boards. Fired towards the net. Good job there by Donovan as he cut down the angle. That one fired to the net as well. Donovan down on his belly. He's able to cover that one up after the pad save. As they're taking those shots from the mid-boards, I'm noting here, from both the near side and the far side. They love taking those shots.
Yeah, the Dragons, they haven't passed up any opportunity to put a puck on net. Try and, at the very least, generate some second and third opportunities. Donovan doing a nice job staying tight down low, secure along the posts, and locating those pucks to get the Highlanders much-needed whistles, because this has been a first period. You love the effort. You love what you've seen from that standpoint, Todd, but they have spent a lot of time here defending around their own net.
As Coleman Donovan, his pass got defended, but then he got it back. Great save there by Colin Donovan. As I believe, let's see here, I think that was number 6, was it? Jack Norton right out in front. He stoned him. Candolino tries to cycle it back. Mid-boards, battling there is Costa. Pinero took a swing at it as well.
That was Norton getting himself right out in front, fighting through sticks on his backhand. Really strong offering, and Donovan just got down in time with the pads. Important save here late in this first period, 3 minutes to go.
Good opportunity here from the point. Costa will pick it up in the face-off circle. As Martell sent into the boards. Highlanders look to hold it in, but they're unable to. This is dangerous. 2-on-1 in the Highlander zone. Shot there! Colin Donovan, what a stop! Jack Norton's going to see him in his dreams, but the shot there goes into the net from the other Donovan. Donovan on Donovan crime there as Coleman Donovan puts it home. As Colin, just a tremendous stop on that breakaway, though.
Just one too many bites at the apple there for the Dragons. That's really unfortunate. Colin Donovan comes up with a sensational save on that 2-on-1. Perfect pass across. Jack Norton thought he had room on the stick side, gets absolutely robbed, but to the Dragons' credit, they stay with that puck. They stick with that play in and around the net. They center it quickly back out in front. Coleman Donovan, unchecked in the slot, gets the tap in stick side, and it's 1-0. Well earned for the Dragons. They've been all over things here in the offensive zone in the early going, Todd.
As Diallo gets that one to Doe. They will cycle it deeper as Antonelli did that. Braden Hart tries to get to the puck but is unable to. Brian O'Connell unable to keep it in. Now back the other direction. Dimitros Marcos gives that one up to the point. Ryan Collins will cycle it deeper. Chased over into the corner by Jackson Stotts. Shot attempt there, blocked by the Highlanders. I think Doe got his stick on it. That one sent in, deflected. Ryan Collins tried to get that one in. Off the post by Jackson Stotts. The Islanders need to get this out, and they do. Kareem Diallo picks it up. Diallo looks to go 1-on-3. Dumps that one deep.
Did an excellent job there, Todd, because in this situation late in the first period, if you're the Highlanders, you got to get pucks either on net or in below the goal line. And Diallo going 1-on-3, able to get that puck across the red line, across the blue line, and then all the way in and around the goal line.
Watching Diallo this season, that's one of the things we've really enjoyed with this team, his development on the ice. Colin Donovan as well, the freshman between the pipes. There's a minute 17 remaining. Faceoff's going to come back to the Dragons' end, and the Highlanders trailing 1-0 in this game. It's certainly not like a 9-0 game like it was earlier, though.
No, it's feeling a lot different, even though the Highlanders have had to spend a lot of time in their own zone in this first period defending. They've gotten the saves when needed here in this first period. They've taken some chances when they've come. This is the type of game right now where you need to do everything you can to keep it close, and this is a big final minute coming up here. You got to finish this period out strong and pick things back up in the second, because right now you're in this game.
As Antonelli dumped that one deeper, the Dragons will clear it out. Antonelli looks to pick it up for the Highlanders. Still have to skate it behind his own net. Sends it forward. Nice pass there by DiCarlo. Finds Candolino. Candolino in! And puts it home into the back of the net. It's Pasquale Candolino with speed. When 41.7 seconds remaining, the Highlanders tie this one up.
Great opportunity taken by Pasquale Candolino to not pass up a chance to shoot. Highlanders bit unconventional on the breakout. Antonelli took a big hit in his own zone, but got the puck up the boards. Ben DiCarlo, great little spin pass off the wall on his backhand. He sends Candolino in with speed, his best asset, pushes the defense back, and then just overpowers the goaltender, Kennedy. A great, hard, low wrister. And this game is tied as the Highlanders now need to focus on closing out 30 more seconds here.
Candolino in the corner.
Massive goal to get.
Able to clear that one out. Gets it forward to Marco Lewis.
Gonna get a penalty
and
here.
We've got a penalty coming here as the Dragons are going to be sent to the box. So they will be starting the second period more than likely, playing the final 21 seconds here in the first period and starting the second period down a man.
Well, how quickly things can seem to change now in a game. This first period's been predominantly the Dragons. They were able to capitalize on a great scoring opportunity. They've gotten a lot of good looks at the net in this first period. But Pasquale Candelino scores a huge goal, and then just about 20 seconds later, now you're shorthanded. Anderson Sweeney in the box for roughing, and Somerville now a chance to take the lead.
Candelino working with the puck there, sends it back to the point. Braden Hart has it there, 12 seconds remaining on the clock. They get it here near side. Doe gets it back to Hart. Hart gets it back to Doe. Doe's got to get a shot off, and he does! And it's into the net! I don't know if it got tipped, but I believe it went straight through.
Wow.
Big goal as the Highlanders, 1.7 seconds remaining in the first period, take the 2-1 lead.
Ben DiCarlo's leading the line. Shane Doe is going to get this shot away just in the nick of time before the buzzer. 1.7 on the clock. It was an absolute dart, but the Highlanders getting bodies to the net. DiCarlo led the line, Todd, so that's usually an indicator.
Yes, it is. I'm going to go and put down DiCarlo for the goal.
They went to him first, and if he certainly got a tip, even if he didn't get his stick to that puck, Shane Doe, so good from distance, finding ways to get pucks through, finding those open corners. That puck looked to be labeled either way, but always helps to get sticks and bodies to the net. Ben DiCarlo does that, and the Highlanders, what a way to end the period. They get the goal from Candelino. You feel great tying this game up, especially with how much you had to defend in this first period. And for good measure, you find a way to capitalize on the power play, which is something we've seen from this team before this season, Todd. They've been opportunistic on special teams. They get a huge goal to close out the first period. They've got the lead somehow.
The youth on this team's what we've talked about a lot, but it's the elder statesmen who have given them this lead. The senior Pasquale Candelino with the goal. Also Shane Doe, a junior with an assist, and Ben DiCarlo, a junior on this team with a goal and an assist on both of those goals for the Highlanders to give them the 2-1 lead with the final minute of the first period. We're going to be back here for second period action here on Somerville Ed TV from the Vet. We'll be back.
Wow.
Jeez. are back at the Vet as the Highlanders lead the Boston Latin Academy Dragons by the score of 2-1 as we enter into the second period here on Somerville Ed TV. Todd Harmon alongside Tyler Orrego. Tyler, you said while the Highlanders were down 1-0, they had a good performance. You know, didn't have a lot of possession though. Back heel most of that first period. You said that last minute would be really important, but you didn't realize they'd score 2 goals to take the lead in that last minute.
And certainly not 2 goals 40 seconds apart, but talking about capitalizing on your opportunities for 14 out of those 15 minutes in the first period, it really was all Boston Latin in that opening period. They had dominant zone time, they had predominant possession of the puck, really good scoring chances, which ultimately led to the opening goal from Coleman Donovan. Really nice setup for a net front deflection. But the Highlanders, they find a way in that final minute to get a big goal from Pasquale Candelino, which is where you wanted them to be to get the game at least tied up. You feel a lot better about things to get the game tied, having kept it so close in a period in which you were getting dominated. But then you draw a penalty, and not only that, you find a way to capitalize on special teams, which is a trait we've seen from this young team. They've been pretty good on the power play overall this season. I'm not sure what their overall percentage would be on the year, Todd, tracking that throughout the season, but we've seen them at home be able to capitalize on power plays throughout games, and that one from Shane Doe, tipped in by Ben DiCarlo to the top corner. Excellent for the Highlanders to jump on that opportunity with 1.7 left in the period, and somehow they come out with the lead after that opening 15 minutes. You got to expect the Dragons are going to push back, though, heavily. They had the puck a lot on their stick, and the Highlanders are going to have to find ways to alleviate things a lot quicker in their own zone, Todd. They need to get pucks out faster, transition to their attacking game quicker, and not allow for the Dragons to hover and fly around the net like they were in that first period at times. They're a dangerous team. They've got players that can put the puck in the net.
2 assists for Shane Doe in that period, a goal and an assist for Ben DiCarlo. That's the go-ahead goal, the power play goal. Pasquale Candelino had the tying goal, and we are underway here in the second period. Highlanders leading this one 2-1. As the Dragons with some speed, Devlin Jewell goes into the zone, gets sent to the ice. Big hit there by the Highlanders, welcoming him to the zone. Ben DiCarlo says hi. Shot there from the point, stopped by Colin Donovan. Donovan, incredibly important stops in that first period, stood on his head on a couple of them, and that kept the Highlanders close. Now another opportunity here, tough angle shot there from Casey Thompson, caught the glove of Donovan as he knocked it wide. That puck sent around the net. Dragons will pinch down to pick that one up as they cycle it around behind the net.
They just got to keep their feet moving here, Todd, in the defensive zone. A couple of guys standing still, standing around, allowing for this Dragons team to get to their cycle.
As the Dragons have it in the corner, pulling it out of the corner. That's Colin Rogers. Rogers, one of their better goal scorers as well, gets it to the point. That's Devlin Jewell, but he loses the puck there. Nice job. Once again, Candelino doing the job for the Highlanders. As they look to control the puck, there's Matt Costa. He'll scoop it into the zone and get it deep. Highlanders get the change behind.
And in the period of the long change, it's important for the Highlanders to be able to get pucks in deep, especially if they're going to have shifts like that where they're spending a lot of time, again, defending.
Nathan Manning was able to get it all the way down behind the Highlander net before Antonelli cleared it away, but not out. Highlanders look to get this one out, and they will. Good job there by Shane Doe as the captain clears it. Maney now picks it up, fires it over to the mid-boards. One touch there by Colin Rogers, picked up by Coleman Donovan. But he loses it there. Great stick there.
Martell.
Caden Martell doing a great job defensively for the Highlanders so far tonight. There's Donovan battling mid-boards. Doe came away with it for a moment. Now it's back on Donovan's stick. He fires that one. Knocked away, I believe, by Donovan, the Highlander goalie. He's pinching down is going to be Ryan Collins. Collins will try to send that one towards the net. As Donovan lets it get out of the zone, then he tried to clear it back into the zone. That'll be an offsides, and the Highlanders will bring it out of the zone for the faceoff. 12:33 remaining here in the second period. Highlanders leading 2-1.
Dragons able to get a puck again established in Highlander territory, and they continue with their approach from the first period, and that's putting pucks on net from any angle they can. A couple of sharp angle bids, and that time Coleman Donovan again trying his luck. Put it off the right side of the Highlander goaltender.
Is that one right in the slot? Coleman Donovan comes out with it, and Colin Donovan makes the stop and jumps on the puck, and he'll hold it there for the face-off. 12-18 remaining here in the second period. Highlanders leading 2-1. Don't forget, we have other Highlander action, boys basketball, girls basketball as well. Both teams ready to go into the playoffs this year for the basketball side on the hard court, I should say. Boys basketball team, number 3 in the GBL, 6-3 in the GBL, 9-3 overall. They are number 28 in Division II. And the girls basketball team is qualified for the playoffs with their 10th victory this past week. So congratulations to them as they continue their season. Back underway here as Coleman Donovan has it on the far mid boards. Gets it right back to him, but he couldn't keep control. So Highlanders are out with Ben DiCarlo. DiCarlo feeds it here, looking for Candelino, a little too far out of his reach. Dragons will pick it up. Neutral zone. Fed to Coleman Donovan as he tries to go across, deking across the crease. Couldn't quite get control of the puck. There's Colin Donovan again. There's Colin Donovan again with a stop. Another big stop there by Donovan as he gets to stick to that one. He is just being peppered by shots. Highlanders need to get control of this puck. And they are able to, as Candelino is going to weave through the Dragons into the attacking zone. As Candelino puts that on net. And Kennedy is going to have to control that bouncing puck as the faceoff will come right out in front of his goal. 11:20 remaining here in the second period.
There's more action around the Highlander net. More action for Colin Donovan to have to deal with. A lot of different looks. Jack Norton has gotten a couple of great opportunities on the Highlanders here tonight. Donovan tracking the puck well, moving across his crease well. Coleman Donovan had that opportunity streaking there into his crease. He gets a stick to that. Been a busy night so far for him.
As Andrew McGonigal adds to that busy night as he shoots that one towards the net. Colin Donovan calmly will take it with the glove and hold on.
But you like to see the Highlanders move that way out of neutral ice. They've leaned on those veteran players like we've talked about, Todd, tonight. DiCarlo and Candelino, really important, not just to their ability to score goals, Todd, but their ability to help out defensively, to contribute really in every facet of the game. And they're some of the better skaters on this team. They're some of the more experienced skaters on this team, and the Highlanders are going to need them, of course, the rest of the way here tonight.
McGonigal able to make the shot there. Colin Donovan again with the stop off that previous faceoff. Now the Highlanders control off this one. But there's McGonigal in the corner as Brian O'Connell will introduce him to the boards. Braden Hart unable to get to that puck, but it does get out of the zone. Dumped right back in by Ryan Collins for the Dragons. And McGonigal will get it mid-boards, but we have a whistle here.
Delayed offside here, Todd, and that'll help the Highlanders. It's tough there. Those are tough sequences, Todd, because you're able to get possession off the faceoff in your own zone, and Diallo does a good job to earn possession of the puck, but when you don't get it out the first time, you need that support there to help make sure that things are shored up along the wall and you're able to get pucks out that way more effectively. Instead, the Dragons get it back into the corner. They're able to extend some time there in the attacking zone, and ultimately a puck gets out along the far side because Collins had vacated the point.
Braden Hart tipped that pass, but is picked up by Colin Rogers as he's in. He will fire that one high on the stick side and put it home behind Colin Donovan. Great shot there as he put it right in behind. Colin Rogers picks up the tying goal for the Dragons.
Wow, that's a thing of beauty right there. In transition, Rogers almost dipped the shoulder a little bit there down the left wing side to get himself an extra step, a bit of separation, and then how about that for the finish upstairs in tight quarters. Excellent shot location to get this game tied 2-2, and that's what this Dragons team can do. They have some forwards, whether it's Coleman Donovan or Colin Rogers. We've said Jack Norton's name plenty of times tonight. There are plenty of guys on this team that can beat you one-on-one like that. And that's just a great shot, overpowering the goaltender high short side.
As Maney was able to keep it in, now they're crossing through the slot there, held up by Anderson Sweeney, or Sweeney's shot, I should say, was blocked by Colin Donovan. Another great stop by Donovan. Islanders looking to get this out of the zone, and it looks like they're going to, as DiCarlo will pick it up, but he gets knocked off the puck by DeBlasi. Islanders unable to keep it in the zone. And now Casey Thompson. It's Thompson playing with the puck, trying to find help. Waits for it, sends it into the slot. Pulled away by the Highlanders. That is Candolino. Candolino gets it into the zone. Highlanders get a change behind. Puck all the way up ice. Icing has been waved off. Had to be played by Donovan to Lewis. Lewis unable to clear it out of the zone. Candolino passes it off to Lewis. Lewis going through neutral ice. Takes the check. Antonelli picks it up, dumps it in. Over on the mid boards, Antonelli with the check. Highlanders looking for the forecheck here.
Got to get it established here at some point in this game.
As Doe whiffs on that shot as he lined it up from the slot, holding in the puck. Or from the point, I should say, holding in the puck. As Hart loses that puck for a second, but it's cleared out by Brian O'Connell. O'Connell's having a nice game, number 7 for the Highlanders from his defensive position.
Yeah, first time we've really seen him play in an extended role in a game this season, at least one here at the Vet.
Coleman Donovan feeds that one off. Round the net, they give it to Maney. Maney fires that one in there. It's on the ice, but covered up by Colin Donovan. As Donovan makes another nice save with traffic out in front. 8:08 remains in the second period. Tied 2-2 here at the Vet.
And Coleman Donovan remains in the middle of things offensively here for Latin Academy. Takes that puck. Really does a nice job to take it wide to the outside around the net. He finds an option back out high, and Maney, who gets a good shot low, hoping for a rebound. There's traffic in front. Good work from Donovan again to locate that puck, get the cover up, get the whistle.
Highlanders win that face-off. Tried to carry it out, did Ben DiCarlo, and he's able to get it out. Tried to feed Matt Costa, but couldn't quite control. Candolino looked to send it forward to DiCarlo. Knifing through is Martel. As Martel does a great job there. Looks like he might be
He drew a penalty.
able to get that penalty. Great job there as the Highlanders able to get that power play goal late in that first period. They're going to have the man advantage again as Colin Rogers heads over to the penalty box. Caden Martel, a great play on that one.
Well, you see good things happen when you get to moving your feet. When you get to possession of the puck, they're able to finally get a hold of things out in neutral ice and make a play on the entry. It's Martel just deciding to activate, forces Rogers to reach in with the stick, and now the Highlanders, a great opportunity for them to try and settle in on offense and dial something up here on the power play, which has been able to deliver for them.
Setting up the rush here, Shane Doe into the attacking zone. As Doe back out to the point, that's Braden Hart. Hart, he'll fire that one, gets deflected. Down in front of the net, there's DiCarlo, just wide as he shot that one. That was also deflected off of DiCarlo's stick. That sent all the way down ice. Donovan will set it up for Hart. As Hart has some speed into the attacking zone, he'll take the shot, trying to get it on net. Kennedy will stick it aside. Picked up by Coleman Donovan, and he will send that one out to the far boards. As Doe will chase it down. Going to lose it there to Coleman Donovan as Donovan spins away from him, goes in against Colin Donovan, and good job there by Colin Donovan keeping that close connection to the post, not giving him a lot to shoot at.
Well, Doe was feeling the pressure from Norton on his backside, turned around the net, and that puck just got away from him there up the near side boards, and Coleman Donovan did a nice job using his bigger size to protect, spin off the hit from Doe, and then take that right to the net. Big save, shorthanded by Colin Donovan.
Maney sends that one in. Sent wide, fired in. Left blocker there
That went off
by
the mask.
Donovan. Yeah, that one came off of his mask on that second shot by Butler. Now into the zone are the Highlanders. As Diallo down there in the corner, along with Caden Martell, who drew this penalty opportunity. 30 seconds remaining in the man advantage, but the Dragons have control. And that's going to be an offsides against the Dragons. Ryan Collins in way too early on that one, as Casey Thompson is trying to control it across the blue line. 6:10 remaining in the period, tied up 2-2. Highlanders have 23 seconds remaining in this power play, but haven't really been able to generate a lot of shots.
It's been the Dragons more so shorthanded. They got that chance from Coleman Donovan driving to the net, and then those two opportunities there. The second one coming in the high slot from Will Thompson. Got up high on Donovan, caught him off the mask. Three really good saves, shorthanded.
Candelino gets in there, fires it towards the net, gets deflected wide by Maney. Now DiCarlo, Candelino sends it back to the point. Doe has it to Candelino. Candelino fires, that one goes wide off of Kennedy.
Off the side of the net.
Oh my goodness. Saw that net flutter, I thought maybe. Highlanders keep it in the zone. Penalty has ended. Man advantage is over as the Dragons are back on to 5-on-5. Maney will spin this one back as they'll set their attack. It's DeBlasi able to clear that one out. It's going to be icing as it went clear through. 5:21 remaining here in the second period. Face-off will come down to the Dragons end. We have lots of basketball coming up for you here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders in third place in the GBL on the boys' side. They have a big matchup coming up against the team they're tied for third with, as Everett will be in at Broome Fieldhouse Tuesday, the 3rd of February. That'll be 7 o'clock at Broome Fieldhouse. Kevin Scott, Jeff Argenziano, they'll have the call of that game for you here on Somerville Ed TV. As the Dragons win that face-off, but the Highlanders unable to hold it in as well. Down ice, Liam McDonald chases it into the corner for the Dragons. Highlanders looking to control, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Caden Martell able to clear that out, but it went all the way down, so icing is going to be the call. This time face-off comes down to the Highlanders.
Well, those are icings that you'll take, though, if you're the Highlanders, because it looked like the Dragons were going to have numbers there, potentially a 3-on-1. McDonald had a good beat to that puck in the corner, but Martell gets back, the forwards get back. They converge onto the puck, and you just want to ship it out of danger in that instance. Martell did a good job there to do that.
Caden Martell continuing his very strong performance this game, drawing a penalty as well earlier. As that puck over the boards will be a face-off in the Highlander end. 4:55 remaining in the period. I mentioned the boys game coming up. Don't forget the girls have a huge game coming up as they face off against the Medford Mustangs, looking to sweep the Mustangs this season. A victory against the Mustangs on Friday night. That's Friday night on the 30th, 6 o'clock. A victory against the Mustangs will set up the Highlanders for their second straight GBL championship. As the Highlander hockey team looking to maintain here, but Donovan, beautiful spin there, but unable to connect with Colin Rogers. They're going to try to redo it now as Rogers sends that one in. Sent wide. Fired from the point. That one goes wide as well. Colin Donovan is knocked two away right there. 2 saves for Donovan. As the Dragon attack continues, Jack Norton fires that one in. Unable to get through clean to Donovan. Whistle sounds as the puck leaves the ice. 4:13 remaining in the period. Tied up 2-2. Colin Donovan keeping the Highlanders in this game right now.
And it's been that trio for the Dragons with Coleman Donovan, Jack Norton, and Colin Rogers out onto the ice. They've really been a lot to handle in the attacking zone. Ryan Collins at the point, not a bad option as well with how he can move and distribute the puck. Donovan just doing an excellent job keeping everything in front of him, tracking the puck well. As
Candelino gets it with Costa. Costa fires that one, and that's in the back of the net. As Costa sent it off the pad of Kennedy, and coming in from the left side and scoring that one's Ben DiCarlo for the Highlanders as they retake the lead.
you get a couple of saves from Colin Donovan. He's come up with a few, to say the least, in this second period. And then all of a sudden, things open up for you back the other way. And Matt Costa does something the Highlanders haven't done a lot of in this game, and that's put a puck on net. Something good happened, sure enough. Kennedy able to make the first save. Available in the crease, and Ben DiCarlo rewarded there for continuing his route to the net. Picks up his second goal of this hockey game.
DiCarlo knifing into the attacking zone there, able to steal the puck away. Dragons are going to be able to clear it this time, though, as Casey Thompson has it. Down into the corner, battling with Caden Martell. Martell again, just mucking it up in the corners for the Highlanders, doing a good job. Back out to the point now. Quick shot in there. Once again, the glove of Colin Donovan is able to stop that one, as there was a stick involved as well.
Yeah.
But he kept it out of the net.
Just got enough of it with the glove there. Couldn't squeeze it, but see how the Dragons just come right back. After the Highlanders were able to take the lead, they get that aerial on that clear with Casey Thompson streaking down the wing. He's able to catch up to it, set things up. They work it around and get that shot over from the far side. Donovan able to paw it away with the left hand.
Ben DiCarlo having a fantastic night for the Highlanders. The junior has an assist and 2 goals, as he is once again giving the Highlanders the lead, 3-2. 3:15 remaining here, back underway, as the Dragons have it in the Highlander end. Work it out to the point, quick shot, as they try to get that with traffic in front, trying to muck it up there, but Donovan once again able to persevere, gets his glove onto the puck, and now we got a swing as Liam McDonald.
Getting into it with Kyle Antonelli, it looks like, and Highlanders need to keep themselves at bay here. Not let things spill further over, because you've got the lead here late in this second period. You want to keep your discipline. But you mentioned, Todd, the amount of traffic and the presence that the Dragons are trying to set around the net. They've certainly done a good job at that, as well as being able to get pucks through. Donovan does a good job to hold his positioning down low. And again, it's his ability to make that first save and then locate the puck on the rebound, get things smothered up. But after he does tie that puck up, that's when everything happens after the whistle. And there's a pair of players off in each respective penalty box, because everybody was grabbing up with a partner, but certainly McDonald and Antonelli were two of the combatants locked up with each other.
Braden Hart in the box for the Highlanders, joining Antonelli, and joining Liam McDonald is Demetrios Marcos.
It's going to press some other players into playing time here, with those two having to sit in the box here, and those are two really important skaters for the Highlanders, in Hart and Antonelli, so other guys are going to have to step up now.
As Coleman Donovan in, shovels that one. Colin Donovan right in place, controls it, no rebound available. Some extra little jostling afterwards there. 2:57 remaining here in the second period. Highlanders leading 3-2. Teams at equal strength, but 2 players from each team currently in the penalty box serving out equal penalties. So get it back to the point. DeBlasi tried to get that one in there, but once again, Colin Donovan able to hold on as well. Looks like the Dragons trying to get more traffic there in front of the net, looking for rebounds, and Donovan responding by holding on to everything.
Well, in that time, DeBlasi didn't wait for really any traffic to form, just wanted to get that puck on net. Donovan literally sees it all the way into him. It catches him off the mask. He does an excellent job to control that rebound up high. Those can be really difficult for a goaltender, especially when you get caught off the face like that.
Ryan Collins controls it around the Dragons' net. So they look to bring it out. That's DeBlasi. One-touch pass to Rogers. Rogers in. Is Shane Doe able to take it away? Now behind the net. Highlanders able to carry it out of the zone. Pasquale Candelino couldn't quite keep control. Dumped in for a moment by the Dragons, now controlled by Colin Rogers. So they'll look to reset the attack. There's Coleman Donovan as he knifes in, trying to split 3 defenders there, but wasn't able to succeed.
Great work by Marco Lewis.
Ryan Antonelli, number 19, out there getting more ice time now with Braden Hart as well as Kyle Antonelli in the box. Shot there, sent towards the net by Ryan Collins. held on to, and we've got a conflagration to the far side of the net. 2 players down.
Shane Doe, I think, is going to get a penalty here, Todd. At least he grabbed one of the Dragons out in front.
And Shane, the captain's going to be sent out. Got to keep your head in this situation, leading 3-2.
And again, it's that big trio for the Dragons with Donovan, Norton, and Rogers all out there. All of them a threat in the attacking zone. They've been effective around the net, but more so effective in getting pucks back out high, getting those long shots through, whether it's unobstructed or not. Donovan, again, does a really good job on that first shot to make the save and hang on, dealing with all of that out in front. But it's the after the whistle stuff that comes back to bite the Highlanders this time. Shane Doe is going to sit for 2 minutes.
Highlanders will be down a man as Chris Capazzo trying to figure out why his man was penalized and not somebody else in black as well. But power play here for the Dragons. As 3 of the best Highlander skaters are on the bench, they fire that one in. Donovan able to control, and the referee stepping in immediately to stop this.
Highlanders need to continue to maintain composure while protecting the front of the net, because that's an area where the Dragons are trying to get to and have been able to get to. Another shot gets through. Donovan, the save off the stick, trying to find it, had it tied up long enough for the whistle, but they're getting in there with sticks and bodies, trying to make life as difficult as they can for the Highlander goaltender, who's really tightened his game up here in this second period, just beating on that one pinpoint shot from Rogers.
The Dragons working it around with the man advantage. De Blasio has it. De Blasio, I should say, has it. Gives it over to Collins. Collins sends it down. Now skip pass over here to De Blasio. De Blasio at the point, sends it to Donovan. Donovan, he tried a centering pass. It was deflected around. That shot gets deflected up high. Donovan looking to control it. Coleman Donovan is able to for just a moment there as he chases it down. Ben DiCarlo, though, looks to clear, and he's not able to. De Blasio keeps it in. As De Blasio drops it back, Rogers now is in. Fires, that one goes wide. Jack Norton will look to control it.
Here.
Penalty behind the play.
The battle going along the near side, and it's the retaliatory shot that Colin Rogers is going to give to Ben DiCarlo. It's a roughing call that's going to bail out the Highlanders here for 1:12 on their kill. They were engaged to the left of Colin Donovan as that play was going on. Chance whistled high and wide from Coleman Donovan.
Ben DiCarlo continuing his strong game, getting that penalty.
Yeah, he did the dirty work there. That net front battle, engaging in a one-on-one. They both go down to the ice, and Colin Rogers took exception right in the line of the referee. He gets booked for the roughing call, and now we'll skate 4 aside.
1 minute remaining here in the period, 4 aside, as Hart as well as Antonelli out of the penalty box. You see Braden Hart with the puck right there. Highlanders will end up with a bit of a power play, about almost a minute worth of power play, but that won't be until next period as Braden Hart looks to fire, and he does. Kennedy able to knock it away, but the rebound comes off. Antonelli hits the rebound wide. 35 seconds remaining. 4-on-4 hockey here for the remainder of this period.
Take advantage of this open ice while you still have it for 25 seconds.
And there's the man who might be able to do it, number 5, Pasquale Candolino. So we've seen his speed. Candolino will dump it in as it goes around the Dragons' net. Held in at the point for just a moment, but not able to be kept in by Caden Martell. But Martell perseveres and is able to get it into the zone. So it goes all the way deep. 5 seconds remaining here in the second period. Dragons bringing it out of their zone, but they're not going to be able to do any damage. And the Highlanders lead this one after 2, 3-2, as a big goal scored by Ben DiCarlo once again gives the Highlanders the lead.
Well, you knew the Dragons were going to have a pushback here in the second period, trailing 2-1, and they get the response on the tying goal from Colin Rogers. A thing of beauty down the left wing side. Sometimes there's just nothing you can really do. Rogers, an excellent player. He had that extra step on the defense. Great shot to the short side. That gets the game tied, but to the Highlanders' credit, they've found ways to persevere in this game. Ben DiCarlo capitalizing on a rebound, loose puck in the crease. And the Highlanders take a lead now after the second period into the third. An opportunity here on home ice to snap a 9-game losing streak. They've done a lot of things well this evening, Todd, and now they've just got to find it for 15 more minutes with an opportunity again on special teams to kick off things in the third period.
Absolutely. Highlanders will have that opportunity as they will have 49 seconds worth of man advantage. 8 seconds into that third period, which we will have for you coming up here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back at the Veterans Memorial Ice Rink here in Somerville as the Highlanders lead the Dragons of Boston Latin Academy by the score of 3-2, moving to the third period here on Somerville NTV. Todd Harmon alongside Tyler Orrego. Tyler, we are Somerville, I should say, playing a team that they lost to 9-0. We've seen the Dragons have kept that ice tilted all the way down towards Colin Donovan, the young freshman goalkeeper for the Highlanders. He has stood on his head. He has stood tall. He has kept the Highlanders in this game, and they found the offense where they've needed it.
Yeah, they've been able to pick up 3 goals here tonight, 2 off the stick of Ben DiCarlo. They've leaned on their leaders. They've leaned on those upperclassmen players, the juniors and Pasquale Candelino. But it's really been the first year Colin Donovan back there through 2 periods. He's anchored things for this Highlanders team, a team that's had to spend a lot through this first and second periods defending in front of him. He's come up with saves from, it seems like, everywhere across the ice. And he's given this team a chance now to try and snap this 9-game losing streak. Last game, the Highlanders won, Todd, in this building, 12-17, a 3-2 win over Lynn.
And the game after that was the one they lost 9-0 to this team, as a matter of fact. They were at equal 4-on-4 to begin the period. The Highlanders now have the man advantage as Captain Shane Doe is out of the box. As Doe unable to pick up the puck there, but the Highlanders will have the man advantage here for about 30 seconds longer. As Hart tries to control in the far corner, he's able to, comes out with speed. Coleman Donovan, number 24, the Dragons, a tremendous player, has harried him there for a moment as he goes deep into the zone. Drops it back to Candelino, now back to Hart. Hart has not really been able to get off any clean shots yet on net for the Highlanders. That could change here in the third period and make some big difference.
Yeah, it could make a big difference for this Highlanders team. The difference of going up by 1 more goal could go such a long way, and them trying to close out this game with how the Dragons have just been able to press and press as we're back to 5-a-side. Look out here.
Jack Norton is in against Donovan, and he's able to put it home behind Colin Donovan and tie this one up. Norton's had a lot of bites at the apple tonight, and Donovan's been able to stone him until then.
Yeah, it just felt like it was only going to be a matter of time before Jack Norton found the back of the net. And early here in this third period, just 1:12 into the period, he's able to get the equalizer as the teams get back to even strength, and the Highlanders just don't get themselves organized. They get caught in a bad change. Defense can't get back. I think that was Martel trying to get his stick onto Norton's stick, and Norton just gets a great opportunity in on Donovan, freezes the goaltender, gets around him and stashes it to get this game tied 3-3. Now the Highlanders, their approach is going to be different now here in this third period. Game's back up for grabs.
As breaking into the zone is Casey Thompson. Tried to get that one across to number 12, Will Thompson. Could not connect up. Colin Donovan standing tall yet again. That shot from the point, marked by Marco Lewis. Highlanders looking to clear. Here's Martel, not quite able to shovel it out of the zone. Anderson Sweeney, he'll send it deeper. Costa sends it off the boards for the Highlanders, but it's collected by the Dragons, held in by DeBlasi. As DeBlasi kept that in at the point. Now Devin Jules. Jewell fires that one, partially blocked as it goes wide. Dragons once again just controlling the possession here in the Highlander end. As again, Jewell just able to keep that one in and sends it deeper. It's Diallo with the check in the far corner. Able to be cycled deeper, though, by Casey Thompson, and covered up there as it came off of the boards.
Do the Highlanders ever need a whistle there, Todd? That was as long and extended as a shift as we've seen in this game, and we've seen a couple of them here in the Highlanders' defensive zone, and Dragons just do a real nice job using the boards, keeping plays alive along the perimeter, and just feeling like a threat no matter where they are with how they've just been able to move the puck around, all 5 players.
Is that one crossed across by Liam McDonald. Controlled on the far boards, not cleared out. Ryan Collins keeps it in. He'll fire it around the Highlander net. Dimitri Marcos gets the puck taken away. Tried to be cleared out there as Doe was able to block that shot and come away with it. Big check across in neutral ice, but dumped in very well by Christopher Pereira, as Chris Pereira getting his first ice time today. Into the zone is Thompson. His shot goes wide off the back of the net.
Donovan got a piece of that shot, Todd up high, off the shoulder.
As Candelino looks to check McGonigal off of it, but McGonigal keeps control. It's Collins able to get that in deeper. Now McGonigal gets it off to McDonald, but McDonald not able to do anything with it. Doe picks it up, looks to clear it, but Maney keeps it in. Now McDonald back behind the net. As Candelino looks to control for the Highlanders, tried to clear it out, was unable to. As that's sent back in wide of the net, Maney keeps it in. The Highlanders able to get that off of Candelino out of the zone. Martel tipped that one to Donovan, it looked like. Donovan tipped it right back to him. Candelino had some space, but Martel's pass just not quite fast enough as it was picked up by Norton, and fortunately the offsides is the call.
And I thought for a split second the Dragons were onside. It looked like Rogers was just able to get his skate back to the blue line in time. With Norton picking that pass off from Martel, the Highlanders, they're trying to catch the Dragons there in a change. And instead it's Norton on the intercept back the other way. Almost odd man numbers again, but instead it's offside.
Norton all the way around the Highlanders net. DeBlasi keeps it in at the point, cycles it back. Stolen away by Rogers. Rogers fires that one, stuck aside by Colin Donovan.
Those are plays the Highlanders cannot have here in this third period. That's a blind pass from O'Connell, who's going to pick up a penalty now here.
Oh, we've got real conflagrations going on as O'Connell. We talked about how good of a game he has had. He could have walked away from that one and earned a penalty against the other team probably, but now he'll be going in as well.
Now that is not a good sequence there for the junior Brian O'Connell. He had the turnover that led to an opportunity, just a blind pass from in below the goal line. Gets himself into some trouble, and fortunate here that Coleman Donovan's going to be joining him too. We'll see if maybe there's an extra penalty or if it's just going to be offsetting here, Todd, but it looked like O'Connell was more of the aggressor in that scrum.
I'm seeing the explanation to the Dragons, and I thought maybe he was holding up 5, like there may be a 5-minute penalty against the Highlanders for O'Connell.
I think it's just to dictate that the manpower is going to stay here.
5 on 5.
And it'll just be matching penalties, it seems, to O'Connell and Donovan. Haven't put any time up on the board, so that's a good indicator of things for the Highlanders at least.
5 on 5 is the call from the referee, so
Dragons
both teams, or I should say the Dragons, need to get somebody out there onto the ice. Highlanders have 5 out there. 10:37 remaining in the game, tied up 3-3. Dragons, though, dominating so far here in the third period as they tied it up on Norton's goal.
And you can just feel them pushing now to try and take the lead in this game. They haven't had the lead since early on in the first period, but they've had plenty of chances to try and regain it.
As Norton gets control behind the Highlanders net, sends it out to the point. That's DeBlasi. DeBlasi fires that one in through traffic, gets through clean. Colin Donovan able to hold on to it there. Good job controlling that puck as it bounced around in the glove.
Yeah, just let that puck hit him off that Highlander emblem on his chest. Does such a good job to track it there. Another long-range bid coming in, and good eyes to it. Good rebound control to just cradle it off the chest.
Costa in to take this draw. He wins it for the Highlanders, but they're unable to clear as Ryan Collins keeps it in at the point. Now Martel, little touch of the puck, looking to play it to Candelino, but stolen away by Casey Thompson. Now Doe will get a chance to try to clear it. As that is passed out to Candelino. Candelino's backhand pass, though, looking for Costa, comes up with a Dragon on the other end as DeBlasi got it. Now Ryan Collins for the Dragons. Highlanders looking forward to build a forecheck here. Instead, puck comes out to neutral ice, and Casey Thompson breaks into the zone, sent to the ice. Doe tries to clear it, but held in by Anderson Sweeney. Back to the point, that's DeBlasi. DeBlasi looking to get the tip from Will Thompson on the weak side, but Thompson unable to get that. Good opportunity here off of Donovan. There's Colin Donovan again, and there's Colin Donovan a third time as Ryan Collins tried to tip that one in from the corner. Now the Highlanders are out as Candelino is in, looking to get a Kennedy, as DeBlasi will ride him off the puck, though. 9:05 remaining in the game, tied up 3-3. As the Dragons, one-touch passing, gets Thompson into the attacking zone. Thompson will throw that through the crease.
The three-save sequence there for Donovan, and then the Highlanders able to get Candelino out in speed, knowing that if he can just get one opportunity to get loose, his shot has the ability to give them the lead in this hockey game. But DeBlasi, what a job there with the shoulder. As you said, Todd, ride him off the puck.
DeBlasi got that in deeper. Rogers trying to come off the boards with it. He has it behind the net. He'll try to backhand it, cycle it back. He ends up with it here on the near side. It's Rogers over to the mid boards. Diallo for the Highlanders, unable to clear that one. Held in by DeBlasi. DeBlasi fires that one, goes wide. Jewell keeps that one in. Devlin Jewell will fire that one. Colin Donovan yet again will deflect that one wide. He has been under an absolute assault today, but kept the Highlanders in it. We're tied 3-3, 8:07 remaining in the game.
When we talk about rebound control, too, it's not just about keeping pucks stuck tight to you as a goaltender. It's about where you're able to put pucks there, and if Devlin Jewell, who's been shot happy all night, wants to take that from the half boards, Donovan has to have the presence of mind to know where to put that puck, and he's able to get it off the stick and into the netting. It gives the Highlanders a whistle and a chance to reset.
Antonelli was able to win that one, but Dragons were able to take it. Coleman Donovan sends it across, fired from the point as Maney's shot goes up high. Coleman Donovan once again with Antonelli trying to get the puck away from him. Now the shot goes in from Rogers. It goes wide. Maney will keep it in at the point. Coleman Donovan again for the Dragons will control. Drops it back to Maney. Now it's Rogers.
This is feeling like a power play, Todd, and it's 5-on-5.
As Coleman Donovan once again, this time from the corner, tried to hook up with Jack Norton cutting in. Norton unable to get the shot, but controls the puck at the near faceoff circle. Poked in by Rogers. Coleman Donovan unable to control, but the Highlanders not able to clear.
Nobody moving their feet here.
As that'll go all the way over to the corner. Coleman Donovan just picks it right up. Highlanders just standing there as Coleman Donovan off the backhand. He'll shovel it towards the net. It goes wide. Now that'll be cleared up by Marco Lewis as he's able to get it past Maney. And that is just the clearance down for the icing that will at least allow the Highlanders to get the line change. Because in high school, off of an icing, you can do a line change. 6:56 remaining in the game.
It's fortunate for the Highlanders, and that's why he'll take those whistles. They really need every whistle that they can get here, because when the play is live, it's the Dragons just imposing their will right now in the attacking zone. And there's still 6:56 left here in this game.
Colin Donovan, what a job there, as he had Liam McDonald right on the doorstep, ready to pull the trigger. Instead, he squeezes those pads and holds it tight.
Yeah, the net front tip there. Donovan right off the draw. Heads right to goal. Another good save for Colin Donovan. Can he keep this up? Can this Highlanders team just continue to find a way to hold up here?
As now McDonald spins, comes away with it from behind the Highlander net. Tries to send it back to the point, whiffed on it a little bit, but the Dragons able to keep it in as Marco sends it deeper. Now Candelino trying to clear it away. That able to clear out of the zone. And there's Ben DiCarlo as he's got the pass stolen away. Knifes in there, but it was taken down. As a good defensive play there by the Dragons. DeBlasi back on that play.
And Ryan Collins, too, doing a good job to not fully allow Ben DiCarlo to get through the defense as he got the pickpocket, telegraphed that pass out at center ice and just stepped into space. Highlanders trying to make something happen down the other end, test Will Kennedy for the first time really here in this third period. But the Dragons defense just doing a nice job to collapse there on DiCarlo, prevent him from getting the shot away.
Antonelli matching up with Thompson in the face-off circle. 6:14 remaining in the game, tied up 3-3. Remember, this Dragons team defeated the Highlanders back in December on the 20th, 9-0. Battling here in the third period. 3-3. Colin Donovan, the young freshman in the goal for the Highlanders, has been tremendous today. He has been absolutely fantastic, keeping the Highlanders in this game and giving them the opportunity where a counterattack by Pasquale Candelino could break it open for the Highlanders.
Or a play like that from Ben DiCarlo, who's got 2 goals here tonight. There haven't been many opportunities for the Highlanders to take advantage, but if they can get them, you never know.
As breaking in is Thompson. Thompson loses it to Shane Doe, but the captain can't clear it away. Thompson comes away with it. Shot from the slot by Will Thompson. Stopped once again by Colin Donovan. Donovan once again standing tall for the Highlanders in his crease. 5:45 remaining here in the game. Highlanders and Dragons tied at 3s.
Let's try to start another save. Donovan having another strong performance here at home. We've seen how good he's looked on home ice this season. Just continues to give his team a chance here, tied up at 3. 1 save at a time. That's all you can do as a goaltender. Focus on that next shot.
Maney able to dump that one in for the Dragons, keeping it into the zone. That one out to Brian Butler. Butler loses it as DiCarlo poked it away. Sent down by Brian O'Connell.
Great block there from Ben DiCarlo. Fronted that shot straight away off the shin pads.
Over here, Anderson Sweeney breaks in, but unable to control that bouncing puck. Good thing for the Highlanders as he was in clean. Now Ben DiCarlo picks it up. DiCarlo breaks in. Looks to deke past. Lewis looking to spin to get it. DiCarlo will get a stick on it and fires it wide. Now O'Connell has to chase this one down as it got by him. And unable to control there for a second as Thompson was coming down on him, and Thompson ends up getting the puck away. Donovan keeps that skate against that post, and the wraparound didn't work. There's the shot once again, this time from Collins, and once again, Donovan stops it. Collins again, and this one goes wide.
Net's off, I believe.
Net is off
Donovan.
its mooring, yep.
Yeah, it was on that stuff attempt there. O'Connell has had a good game through the first and second period. This third has not been his strongest. He got in some trouble there in behind the net. I believe that was Casey Thompson, number 7, and on the forecheck. They jam away down low at the pads of Donovan. The puck comes back out high. It's been a shooting gallery around the Highlander net here tonight, Todd. You think about the amount of shots that have gotten on goal. Think about the ones that have missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could tabulate the shot attempts even in this game, how that would swing in Boston Latin's favor compared to Somerville.
Ryan Antonelli chases this one down, trying to clear it out.
I mean, they have to at least have 40 to 45 shots on target, let alone the one that they've missed.
Antonelli continuing to battle there. Gives way to Ryan Antonelli as Antonelli holds off the Dragons. Doe able to get control as Diallo now forces his way out of the zone but couldn't quite get it deep. Braden Hart got a little bit of that pass and slowed it down, but Jack Norton breaking in. As Norton breaks in, defended by Antonelli. Norton will go all the way around the Highlander net. Sends it back to the point. That's DeBlasi. DeBlasi will fire that through traffic. It gets deflected over the Highlander net. Thompson now in the corner as Doe tried to take it away from him. Antonelli gets knocked to the ice as it's sent back to the point, sent wide of the net. As that's cleared away by Doe, I believe, all the way down ice as Kennedy's got to deal with it. 3:33 remaining in the game, tied up 3-3. That puck goes clearly all the way through. Nobody saw it coming, and that's going to be an icing on the Dragons. So the faceoff will come back to the Dragons in 3:28 remaining in the game.
The Highlanders just continue to weather the storm here in their own zone. Now they have an opportunity on an icing call to try and drum something up here with an attacking zone faceoff. 3-3. They've really found a way to dig themselves into this game. Got a chance still to pull out a win.
As Doe has it, back to Candelino. Candelino gets it back to Doe at the point. Back into Candelino. As DiCarlo gives it to Candelino in front of the net. DiCarlo tries to poke that one in.
Marco Lewis
had a shot at that too, absolutely. Now Doe has it. Doe will fire that one towards the net. It goes wide. DiCarlo has it in the corner. He gets checked. Lewis trying to help him out, but coming away with it's going to be Colin Rogers. As Rogers unable to clear it, though, as DiCarlo keeps it in. Now Candelino. Candelino over in the corner. He'll cycle it back for DiCarlo as DiCarlo looks to chase this one down. Gives way to Marco Lewis. Lewis unable to control it, but now Ben DiCarlo has it around his skates. Lost it for a moment there, and the Dragons come away. Good opportunity here for Donovan as he's in against Donovan, and Donovan stops him. Shane Doe with an able assist there on the stop as he came in flying to check him away.
Yeah, saving stick check there, just enough from Shane Doe, but Coleman Donovan again with a chance in tight.
As Doe looks to clear it away. Coleman Donovan with the check on Antonelli. He'll go to the ice. As Antonelli has it against the boards, dealing with Colin Rogers over there. Puck comes squirting out. Marco Lewis will get it here to the near side boards as he clears it out.
Marco Lewis had a great chance there. That puck popped over to him on the near side. There was some open space with Kennedy down, and he just couldn't stash it in.
Braden Hart, he's been looking for his shot all night. He finally gets a shot through to the goalie Kennedy, who swallows it up with a glove. A minute 43 remaining in the game, tied 3-3.
Yeah, Braden Hart able to get himself loose down the wing there for a shot. There haven't been many opportunities for the puck to be on his stick here tonight. But the Highlanders haven't had many opportunities to get shots onto Kennedy. That's a good one there. Off the rush from Hart.
As Matt Costa wins that one for the Highlanders, back to O'Connell. O'Connell looking to keep it in at the blue line, but he can't. Bodies flying down ice, but Anderson Sweeney gets it in the corner for the Dragons. Now, Caden Martell for the Highlanders looking to clear, but kept in. As that one tipped by Casey Thompson in front of the net as it goes wide.
Going to be a penalty here on the Highlanders, Todd, late in this game. With 1:16 to go, they're going to the penalty kill.
Cross-check is going to be the call. Minute 16 remains. Highlanders will be down a man for the remainder of regulation. As Braden Hart will head to the box to serve his 2-minute penalty. So the Highlanders will be down a man for the end of regulation, and if they're able to hold on through that, down a man as well for the beginning of any overtime that might occur.
Yeah, right now you just have to focus on a minute and 16 seconds here.
We're going to have a
timeout for Boston Latin.
Yep, Boston Latin Dragons want to get on the right page.
You know they're not thinking about any overtime here, Todd. They have an opportunity to go for the win, and they've been the team on the front foot here all night. The shots certainly have to favor them in this game. You have to think that they're well over the 40 mark in this game, if not even 45 or higher. Shot attempts with what they've been able to throw towards net. You factor in the opportunities that have missed, that have looked really good, that have looked dangerous. And now with 1:16 to go, you've drawn a power play for yourself and feeling like you've been the better team all night. No better opportunity now than to go out there and prove it, to try and snatch away a victory against this Highlanders team that, to their credit, despite how things have looked, Todd, really dug into this game and have not fully allowed themselves to break, even if you've started to see them splinter a little bit.
No doubt about it. I mean, the freshman in goal, Colin Donovan, has been absolutely tremendous.
He's been the X factor here for the Highlanders, no doubt about it. He's a massive reason why this is a 3-3 game. He's a big reason why the Highlanders had 2 leads in this game, 2-1 and 3-2. And if you don't think his teammates aren't aware of that, it's all the more reason to continue to try and dig in and find a way to get through at least a minute and 16 seconds and find a way to fight on in this game here into overtime.
As Thompson wins it for the Dragons, back to the point. It's DeBlasi. There's Donovan, Coleman Donovan. Wide open look there for Colin Rogers. Did not get it cleanly on the first touch. Gave Colin Donovan the opportunity to slide across.
Yeah, Rogers just had to take a little time there to adjust the puck. He caught that pass from DeBlasi there, and it just allowed Donovan the time to get over to his right there and shut everything down.
Now at the point, Jack Norton has it. Gives it off to DeBlasi. Over to Coleman Donovan. Coleman Donovan's pass is partially tipped by Shane Doe. They get it back to Donovan. It's Donovan now, man advantage for the Dragons. Gets it to DeBlasi. DeBlasi, the shot, stopped by Donovan. Great job there by Colin Donovan. And that's cleared out by the Highlanders. 40 seconds remaining in the game.
I want to be aggressive here if you're Ben DiCarlo.
Puck picked up behind the Dragons' net by Colin Rogers. DiCarlo tries to get it from him, but DeBlasi will come away. It's DeBlasi with speed into the Highlanders' zone. Trailed by Coleman Donovan. All the way around the net. He gets it back to the point. That's Colin Rogers. Rogers gets it over. Fired.
Off the post.
That one's off the near post, or near post. Far post for the shot. As the Highlanders stay alive with 6 seconds remaining in this game. Still down a man. One more rush here for the Dragons as Donovan stops that last second shot opportunity. I'm telling you, Jack Norton's going to see him in his dreams tonight.
Well, Norton scored the only goal in this third period, and it took a beautiful move to get it. That chance at the buzzer would have been razor thin had it gone in, but Donovan, the save on the rebound. Fitting he helps this game with one last save to get it into overtime, but how about that near post? Highlanders needing all the help they can get defensively, as the Dragons do a really nice job on their power play to work that puck around to that far side circle. And as close as you can get to win the game in the final seconds, that shot beat everybody down low. But it catches the iron, and we're going to head to overtime now, tied 3-3. But the Dragons are going to remain on the power play still for 44 more seconds.
Yeah, Dragons with the power play for 44 seconds, 5-minute overtime period. Next goal wins it as a matter of fact. Sudden death, 5-minute period here. And then could be a tie between these two teams. The Highlanders are not tied all season long. The Dragons one lone tie on their season earlier this year, so they understand what it's like to end a game knotted up at the same score. But the Highlanders, great performance tonight, playing a team that they've lost to 9-0 earlier this season, coming out tied 3-3 into the overtime period. But now they've got to deal with the fact they're still down a man for 44 seconds, Tyler. They're going to have to lean on that freshman Colin Donovan yet again.
Yeah, there's a game to still be played. There's a game to still be won here for the Highlanders. This is a chance still to come away with a victory. You only have one on the year. You've had to really dig into this hockey game through the course of 3 periods. Your goaltender's been excellent for you here through regulation. You've had to lean on your special teams. The power play capitalized earlier in this game. The penalty kill has been able to hold up. Can you get through the next 44 seconds? Can you get Braden Hart? Yes. Can you get Braden Hart out of the box? He's a player who, in an overtime setting, with his speed and skating ability, his ability to get shots on net, he's a guy you want to get out of the box. So right now, for these 3 penalty killers, you want to get through the next 44 seconds and get back to 4-on-4.
Would be 4-on-4 hockey once they are equal strength. It is 4-on-3 right now, lots of open ice. And it looks like the Dragons want to take advantage as Norton tries to pass that one off. Nice job holding off the shot from Coleman Donovan. As the Dragons get it back to Coleman Donovan. Donovan in. Stopped by Colin Donovan. Donovan on Donovan crime.
That was Candolino actually getting in front of that. He wore that shot block off his thigh.
DeBlasi. Back to DeBlasi. DeBlasi fires that one in off a deflection up high off the glass. Controlled by Coleman Donovan. Back over to DeBlasi. Back to Coleman Donovan from the slot. Tries to pass that one through. Looking for Jack Norton, who goes down to the ice surface, tripping over his nemesis.
Everybody diving there to try and get to that puck. Found a way in off the pads of Donovan. He lunged out for it. Norton was going for it. Coleman Donovan was next to it as well. Post gets knocked off, and that'll help the Highlanders out. Faceoff's going to come outside the zone. Norton went in there on his own volition, just tripped. Trying to get after that puck. 5 seconds until Hart's out of the box.
4:20 remaining in overtime. 5 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Hart will be out in now as DeBlasi gets it. DeBlasi fires that one in. Donovan sticks it wide. The rebound attempt goes wide off of a deflection from a Highlander stick. Coleman Donovan gets it mid-boards. Sends it out to DeBlasi. DeBlasi from the point looks to pinch it in. Picked up by Ben DiCarlo behind the Highlanders net, but he can't clear it out. And DiCarlo poked that one away. Highlanders have an opportunity as Shane Doe goes in, fires that one, goes wide to the far side. Now Norton gives that one off to Coleman Donovan, 3:40 remaining in the overtime. As Coleman Donovan in, he'll fire that one and goes wide. Dragons looking to hold that one in. DiCarlo looking to clear it out, but the Dragons hold it in. The opportunity right there for Rogers, but a good job by the Highlander defense keeping the sticks down. Now Antonelli gets it to Doe. Doe with Antonelli in front of the net. Antonelli looks to go top shelf, but goes too far as it gets into the glass. Now the opportunity the other way for Will Thompson. He's in against Donovan. He fires that one wide. 3:05 remaining. Here comes Braden Hart with speed in against Kennedy. That one's deflected by Norton. As Braden Hart looks to collect it in the corner. Cleared out. Thompson looks to clear, and that's in the net as the captain wins it for the Highlanders in overtime. Shane Doe with the game winner.
Shane Doe delivers. The Highlanders outplayed for a majority of this game, if not all of it. Find a way to get it into overtime. They kill the penalty off late. They get at least 45 saves, if not more, from Colin Donovan. And then on a turnover, forced by the work done from Braden Hart, snaps that. Emphatically snap a 9-game losing streak with a thrilling 4-3 overtime victory here at the Vet.
No doubt about that as the Highlanders come away with the 4-3 overtime victory. 2:49 remaining in the overtime period. Shane Doe, the captain, adds to his scoring on the season. He got 2 assists in this game earlier and the game-winning goal late. Highlanders led by their elder statesman, Ben DiCarlo Jr. with 2 goals and an assist. The captain, Shane Doe Jr. with 2 assists and a goal. And of course, Pasquale Candelino with a big goal as well for the Highlanders. But it all came down to the young man between the pipes. It is Colin Donovan's night. He kept the Highlanders in this game to set up that overtime victory by Shane Doe.
Oh, without a doubt, Todd. And you can even just more recently think to the third period, the save right at the buzzer there on Jack Norton, who could have had 3, if not 4 goals of his own here tonight. He was denied at the buzzer. There were so many moments in this game with how the Dragons just possessed the puck and really tilted the ice. You could feel the pressure on the Highlanders. But their young goaltender, did he ever hold in firm? They get that hit goalpost late, if you remember as well, with about 8 seconds to go in the game while they were on the penalty kill. But they survived.
Yeah.
And in the end, they found a way to get through a lot of things, weather a lot of different storms, and find a way ultimately to get the game won in overtime off the stick of Shane Doe, who had an outstanding game. As you mentioned, Todd, the goal and 2 assists, 3 points for him, 2 goals and an assist for Ben DiCarlo, 3 points for him. Braden Hart factors in on the overtime winner.
Absolutely.
Pasquale Candelino with that huge goal to get the game tied after that first period, which just really felt like for 14 minutes it was all Boston Latin. This game really wasn't played well by the Highlanders from the standpoint through 4 periods of play, but they got the job done in the end when it mattered most, and this was a team that had lost 9 straight games, Todd. What a way to break out of that with a 4-3 overtime win here at the Vet.
Absolutely. The losing streak will not reach double digits as the Highlanders do double their win total with the victory tonight. They are 2-11 on the season, but this overtime victory, just a fantastic job by these Highlanders, setting them up as they are about to face off against the Tanners of Peabody. We will have that game here on Somerville Ed TV. That'll be Saturday, the 31st of January at noon here at the Vet, as the Highlanders will be coming off this exciting 4-3 overtime victory over the Boston Latin Academy Dragons, as the captain got the winner in overtime. Shane Doe with the big winner. That's going to do it for us here from the Vet. As I want to thank everybody out there for watching. Thank you very much as well. We have reached 3,500 subscribers. Let's push on to 4,000. You're going to hear me talking about that one for a while now, I am sure. Thank you as well, Tyler Orrego. Great job on commentary. Thank you very much, Tyler. Thank you, Lenny Scaletta on camera. Lenny picking up the win on the camera. Great job by Lenny. And Ben Martin, he is our director. My name is Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Hockey on Somerville Ed TV.